Hello and welcome back to Hydroponics Daily. Today I'm talking about clover mites. These are red mites that you might see in your front yard, on walls, on stones. You might see them on your lawn. They are getting confused with red spider mites. A lot of growers are getting confused with these and red spider mites. They're completely different species. Red spider mites are not always red. That's why they're often called two-spotted spider mites. They become red as they get older. And red spider mites, Tetranicus urticae, are a very, very problematic pest on any crop, but also greenhouse and grow room indoor hydroponic crops especially. They eat the leaf surface, they form a web, they can destroy your crop and make it unsellable and completely unusable. Now, clover mites, which are the red ones that appear on your driveway, on walls and things like that, they do eat plants, but they mainly eat feeding off the lawn or the clover in the lawn, as the name suggests. And yes, a few of them may enter your house, especially during the autumn and the winter when it gets cooler, but they're not going to be causing an infestation on a hydroponic crop, and they're not going to be causing an issue in greenhouses. I've never heard of a infestation or a problem with clover mites. They are easy to identify because they're bright red compared to red spider mites, which are a dull red. They belong to the genus Bryobia, which I've never heard of until I started recording this podcast. We had an inquiry yesterday from a lady who wanted to kill them, and I said, "What crop are you growing? What's the problem?" And she's like, "Oh no, I'm not growing any plants." So, well, what problem are they causing? She's like, "They're not causing any problem." And so I emailed her back. I said, "Well, why do you want to kill them?" And she said, "Because I'm scared of them." And I said, "Well, that's not a justifiable reason for killing another animal. It's just because you're scared of it." So I refused to sell her any insecticidal soap. But that is the way most people deal with it, is insecticidal soap. But they are doing you no harm. So just live and let live, as the song goes. What else can we say about clover mites? The name suggests they eat just clover, but that's not true. They're polyphagous, as I say, so they eat a number of different plant species, but not to the point where they become a pest. Now, if I had thrips hanging around my front door, which I often do because of the thistles that I've got in my front garden, ornamental thistles called cardoon, I've got loads of thrips arriving on my front door. That's not a great sign for my indoor grow room. I have to make sure my tent has got a good inlet filter on it. So I would be worrying about thrips. I'm worried about bringing spider mites in to my grow room because on my clothes when I've been out in the garden, especially if I've been, mowing the lawn and things like that. But I wouldn't be worried about clover mites coming in. So the bright red mites you see on the walls, don't worry about them. A lot of people I've seen on social media saying, "Oh, you don't see those bright spiders you used to see on walls anymore. What's happened to them? Use of pesticides and things like that." And no, they're still there. I saw some today. It's just you're too busy sat in front of the TV on the sofa watching social media. And you get out there in nature, you will see loads of bees, you will see ladybirds, you will see red mites on walls and things like this. You'll see all sorts of things. You might see a hedgehog or something like that. Just get out there. That's coming from a hydroponics podcast. That's been Hydroponics Daily for today. Bit off topic, but clover mites and what they are and what they do. Thank you very much for listening. Until tomorrow, goodbye.